Okay, I play too much.
I gotta say I'm in the mood for a little bit more of that. I mean, I'm saying.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Shades with me with your girl Tara Nicole. So, I just want to talk about my journey to therapy and how it's going for me so far, and just give a little background of how, because I've been in therapy when I was a kid, that didn't last, and then I tried it in my early 20s, that was short lived, and now I'm here again in my early 30s, and I'm actually enjoying it. So, when I was a kid, the reason why I went to therapy is because I experienced a traumatic loss. And my aunt, she was studying for her, I think, a psychology degree or something. And she had a lot of resources. So, she put me and my sister in therapy. But the thing about family therapy, I know it was supposed to be like a safe space for us to go and talk and express, but me and my sister took that shit as a joke. We would crack jokes on the therapist because she was the older woman. Like, we showed more of our personality than anything, and I think we went like 3 times or some. I can't remember, and then we just stopped going for whatever reason. Um, but I know that my aunt, she definitely did try to put us in therapy and try to get us the help that we needed, desperately needed, and it just didn't work out. So then, throughout life, shit was happening, and it was a lot of stuff that I was dealing with, especially in my early 20s, because that's the time when I was drinking heavy, doing drugs, partying, having sex, just wild and just going. But like most young 20-year olds, but I was doing it like to the max. And I was just like spiraling out of control and just did not recognize who I would see in the mirror every day. So then I'm like, okay, let me figure this shit out. And then I had a child at the time, and I just wanted to like clean up my life for her. And I remember going to the clinic, and the doctor there was letting me know, like, have you experienced this, and she was just talking about like your mental health, and I was telling her like, yeah, like some shit I am. So she referred me to a counselor that was at the clinic, and I started to see her in my early 20s. But then she diagnosed me and put me on a prescription, and I the antidepressant was just terrible. Like, I had a terrible response to the antidepressant, so that shit was short lived, really, really quick. And so throughout my journey, it's just been, I just felt like for a long time it was just, what's the point of therapists? Like, why am I paying this person to hear my shit? Like, why am I paying this person to hear my business? And that's how I would feel for a very long time, until I started to really take my healing journey and my mental state serious, and I really wanted to just really become the person that I knew that was in me. So I have been taking it serious, and a lot of shit has been happening recently that I'm like, I need to go. And it's so funny because I'm the type of person who, I would say shit like, when I'm arguing with somebody, I'm like, seek help. You need to seek help. Something ain't right. You need to seek help. That's like my line that I use in any argument, right? And here I am seeking help. And honestly, the reason why I really did it is because I just knew, like, on my healing journey, I couldn't do it by myself. I couldn't. Um, I'm not a professional, and it was a lot of shit that I have been dealing with for a long time that I knew, like, all right, now it's time for me to go talk to somebody. And I'm so glad that I did it, because, and I'm gonna commit to it because it's paying off, and I see a difference. Like, I was just recently so upset at a person because I felt like they betrayed me, and just getting back into a negative space with them again was just like here we are again. And I just knew that I just had hope that we wouldn't get to a place like that no more, because I was trying to create a relationship with them where we could be able to communicate our feelings, and that we wouldn't result to arguing and fighting or belittling or just backstabbing. Like, I just knew, like, okay, if we do the work, we could do better in this relationship. But one of the things I had to learn is I can't be the only one that want to do the work. If they still who they are since 15, 20 years ago, they're not going to change when you're trying to change, or you can't force them to change. So once I realized, like, them even agreeing, like, yeah, we're going to be in a better space and we'll be able to communicate with each other better, and we're not going to be continue to fight how we used to. That was just them saying shit just to make it like just to say it. It was going one ear and not the other, because the moment that they had the opportunity to communicate, they didn't. They didn't take it. They did the opposite. So, um, with all of that being said, when all of that shit happened, I just felt like I am not going to continue to communicate with people, especially grown ass people, like this anymore. And then I am learning, if it's not affecting me, it's not affecting my life, it's not affecting my kids, it's not affecting me personally, my financially state, if it's not affecting me, I don't give a fuck about it. I've been like that, but now I'm at a point where I have to be a little bit more selfish in protecting my peace and my space, because people, the closest people to you, feel like they have access to you, and then they'll try to take advantage of that. Or if they feel like, oh, when she set up this boundary, they wasn't talking about me. They feel entitled to your boundaries, and it's like, no, I'm definitely the people who are really close to me. Oh, you should know my boundaries and respect my boundaries the most, and I will hold you more accountable to whatever I said, because you know me the most. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people get entitled and think that, oh, that she was talking about them, she wasn't talking about me, I could do what I want to do, and I feel like I'm just in a space now, it's like, nah, it ain't happening. The moment I feel disrespected, the moment I feel like my peace is being disrupted, you gotta go. You gotta go. And I'm not gonna apologize for that at all. Especially if I constantly gave you an opportunity to um remove yourself peacefully. And when once you don't, then okay, now we're gonna have the results of something else. And I think that's the reason why I really felt on my heart, like, let's go seek help and figure out, like, how to respond to those type of people, because they're not going to go anywhere, especially if you feel you could remove yourself from them, you could um, not talk to them, you don't have to deal with them on an everyday basis. But those type of people lives in everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to encounter people like that at work, you're going to encounter people like that at school, church, restaurants, like, you strangers, you're going to encounter people who are just not ready to, they get defensive, they play victim, like, you're going to still encounter those type of people. So I felt the need to do more work within myself, so that I am not reacting the way that I used to. And then I'm just learning different tactics when it comes to them type of people. Okay. And my therapist now, she has been really sh- giving a different perspective on a lot of things. And I wanted to one I will give you guys a little example. I was talking to her about how